This is the story of how I almost lost everything in the Cascade Mountains. My name is Stephen Miller, and I live near Seattle, Washington. I want to share a story that happened to me a few years ago and still keeps me up at night. My best friend Alex was really into hiking. He convinced me to join him in the Cascade Mountain Range. We took tents, some supplies, and planned to spend 3 days there. Day 1 went great. We admired beautiful waterfalls and breathtaking views of the mountain peaks. On day 2, the weather started to turn. The sky grew dark with clouds, and soon it began to rain, then hail. We decided to set up camp in a sheltered spot and wait it out. But as night fell, the rain didn't just continue, it got worse. The ground began to feel slippery beneath our feet, and we realized there was a real risk of a landslide. We were in a tight spot. On one side, a steep, narrow trail, and on the other, a tangle of fallen trees. We called the rescue service, but they asked us to move to more open terrain so a helicopter could find us. We had no choice but to venture out into the downpour. Around midnight, we found a relatively flat area, all the while terrified that the rushing water might sweep us away. My friend, who usually handled everything effortlessly, started to panic, and I realized we had to stick together more than ever. We huddled under a single large tarp, doing our best to shield ourselves from the rain, praying someone would spot us. By morning, the rain eased up a bit, and finally we heard the sound of a helicopter overhead. The rescue team spotted us, lowered a hoist, and lifted us to safety one by one. I'll never forget that moment of gratitude for fate and for the people who risked their lives to save folks like us. Since then, I've come to appreciate the simplest things: a hot shower, dry clothes, and the feeling of being safe. It's probably the greatest lesson I've learned in life. Nature can be relentless, and we must respect its power.
Exploring your subscriber stories from Donate Don't Suck.